If you walk into Hyundai's newest factory in Georgia, the first employee you notice isn't a person. It's a robot dog, not a cute one. A four-legged inspection machine that walks the floor, scans welds, and checks whether parts are actually snapped into place. And that's before you see the real insanity. Robots unloading trucks with basically zero human hands involved. Hundreds of autonomous sleds gliding through the plant, stopping for people and literally talking to warn them. A digital command hub that runs a live mirror world of the entire factory. And the headline everyone cares about: Humanoid workers, Boston Dynamics Atlas, scheduled to join the line. So today, inside Hyundai's robot factory, and why it's starting to feel less like automation, and more like you're watching a new kind of workforce get trained. And yes, the title is clickbait, but Hyundai's own numbers make this place sound like a sci-fi set with a payroll. Let's go inside. When people say Hyundai's robot factory, they're usually blending three real things together. 1. Hyundai Motor Group Metaplant America, HMGMA, near Savannah, Georgia, a massive EV factory packed with AI, robots, and autonomous logistics. 2. A new robot training and validation hub called RMAC, the Robot Metaplant Application Center, planned to open in 2026. 3. Hyundai's plan to scale robot manufacturing, including a goal of producing 30,000 robots a year by 2028. So no, this isn't one building where humanoids are already welding cars like it's 2049. But it is something scarier in a different way, a factory that's already robot native and is being designed specifically to onboard humanoids next. The place, why this factory feels different. Let's start with the sheer scale. Hyundai's Metaplant in Georgia is a $7.6 billion project built to eventually produce up to 500,000 EVs per year across Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. And inside, it's not a car factory with some robots. It's closer to a robot factory that also happens to produce cars. At one point, an IEEE Spectrum reporter described seeing less than 24 humans inside a cavernous welding hall, while 475 robots were assembling car bodies in a non-stop metallic dance. That's the vibe. Humans are present, but the default state of the building is motion. Robot motion. The normal robots, still insane, but not the main event. Before we talk humanoids, we need to respect what's already happening. The welding army. In the weld shop, Hyundai has about 500 industrial robots joining the body in white, basically the car's skeleton, faster and more consistently than human hands can. The precision robots. There are also body-complete systems that mount doors and panels using machine vision and laser measurement, then tighten bolts to exact torque. This is automation we've seen before, just more of it, and cleaner. But here's where Hyundai's plant starts feeling like it has workers, not just machines. The robots aren't stuck behind fences. They move. The factory's real superpower, autonomous logistics everywhere. This is the part that made me pause. Because it's not the welding robots that make this factory feel alive. It's the traffic. IEEE Spectrum reported about 300 automated guided vehicles, AGVs, gliding through the plant with no tracks required. And these aren't slow little Roombas. Some AGVs roll under a finished vehicle, clamp the wheels in robotic arms, lift the whole car, and carry it where it needs to go. They also slow down or stop to avoid collisions using cameras and sensors, and they can even emit spoken warnings to humans in their path. That is worker behavior, not a machine in a cage. More like, "Excuse me, coming through." And here's the most brutal detail. In at least some flows, parts can go from loading docks to installation with no human intervention, according to IEEE Spectrum's description of the system. So the factory already has a nervous system. Robots move the materials. Robots build the skeleton. Robots fit the panels. Humans focus on the stuff humans do best, which leads to the next layer, the weirdest co-worker in the plant. The robot dogs. Spot's job is basically night shift quality control. Okay, the robot dog. Hyundai uses Boston Dynamics Spot in factories like HMGMA to do off-hour inspections, reading shop floor data, identifying anomalies, and catching issues early. Business Insider described spot walking the facility and scanning components to make sure they're snapped into place, And Hyundai's CES 2026 materials also describe spot performing inspection and gauge monitoring, powered by Boston Dynamics Orbit Facility Management software. This is where Robot Factory starts to feel like robot staff. Because Spot isn't building the car. Spot is doing what a very good human quality tech does: patrol, inspect, report, prevent downtime, and it doesn't get tired. So now the question is obvious. If you can already have robot dogs doing inspection and hundreds of AGVs doing logistics, what's the next job you hand to a robot? That's where humanoids enter the chat. The humanoid worker claim, Atlas isn't a gimmick, it's a strategy. Hyundai says its Boston Dynamics unit will deploy Atlas, the all-electric humanoid, at the Georgia Metaplant starting in 2028, beginning with parts sequencing. Parts sequencing sounds boring, so let me translate. It means getting the right part to the right station at the right time, without slowing the line down. In real factories, sequencing is where reality attacks your schedule. The wrong tote shows up. A rack is missing. A box is damaged. The line pauses. Money evaporates. So if a humanoid can sequence reliably, you're not just adding a robot, you're buying line stability. Hyundai also says the rollout will expand gradually, process by process, as safety and quality benefits are validated, moving toward component assembly by 2030. And here's the robot factory part. People miss. Before Atlas ever touches a live line, Hyundai plans to train and validate robots at RMAC, a dedicated center set to open in 2026. Hyundai describes RMAC like an onboarding campus for robots, learning every lift, turn, and recovery in authentic factory conditions, then feeding performance data back into training in a continuous loop. That's not buy a robot, plug it in. That's create a pipeline for robot employees. Now let's talk about what makes Atlas feel like a worker instead of a fancy forklift. What makes Atlas feel like a co-worker? Boston Dynamics is very intentional about this. Atlas is designed to share sites with people and other robots without a ton of bolted-down infrastructure. And the specs are basically screaming factory shift, 1.9 meters or 6.2 feet tall with a 2.3 meter or 7.5 foot reach. Designed to handle repeated 30-kilogram, 66-pound lifts, and other reports and coverage cite up to 50-kilogram, 110-pound capabilities. Works in temperatures from minus 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Has an onboard safety system for fenceless guarding. If a person comes within a set radius, it pauses and waits. 4-hour typical battery life, and this is the unreal part. It can autonomously swap its own batteries in under 3 minutes. That battery swap detail is not a flex, it's a business requirement. Because a robot that needs a human babysitter to keep working is not a worker, it's a hobby. And Boston Dynamics goes further. Atlas can work autonomously, but it can also be manually controlled via a tablet or even a VR headset and managed through Orbit, so a single human team can supervise a fleet. That is exactly how humanoid workers enter factories, not as independent employees, as tools that multiply the humans running operations. The secret sauce. This is a software-defined factory. Here's the part that makes Hyundai's robot factory feel different than traditional automation. It's built like software. Business Insider describes a central command hub acting as a digital twin, a real-time simulation that mirrors the factory using sensor data. So if something goes wrong, the system can help identify likely causes and suggest corrective actions based on past data. Hyundai literally calls this direction a software-defined factory, a model where software and data drive agility and updates across the global network. And then RMAC becomes the training loop. Data from real operations flows back into training, making robots faster, smarter, and safer over time. That's how you go from, look, a humanoid can lift a box, to humanoids can do this task reliably at scale. And if you're wondering who's powering the brains long-term, Hyundai has talked publicly about partnerships with major AI players, including Google DeepMind, around humanoid robotics and physical AI. So the factory isn't just hardware, it's a learning system. The unreal features that make this feel like the future. Let's list the moments that don't feel like normal automation. Robot dogs doing inspections when the lights are low and humans are gone. A GVS that carry entire cars, stop for humans, and speak warnings. like they're sharing the hallway. A digital twin that treats the factory like a live game server. A humanoid with a built-in safety bubble, fenceless guarding, so it can operate around people. A humanoid that can swap its own battery and keep working. A training center, RMAC, explicitly built to validate and graduate robots into real plants. And a business model shift. Hyundai has talked about robotics as a service. Basically, subscribe to robots instead of buying a one-time machine. Lower upfront cost, faster ROI. That's why this feels like humanoid workers. Not because the robot looks human, because the deployment strategy looks like hiring, reality check, where the humans still win. Now, before the comments explode, humans are still the main character in the parts that matter. IEEE Spectrum's reporting makes it clear, even with all the robots, human hands are still best for precision and craftsmanship tasks. And Hyundai itself frames robots as taking higher risk or repetitive tasks first, reducing strain, while people remain critical for installation, maintenance, oversight, and the judgment calls. In other words, robots do the boring, heavy, and consistent. Humans do the delicate, adaptive, and accountable. The factory of the future isn't empty. It's staffed differently. So, are there humanoid workers building Hyundais today? Not fully, not at scale. But Hyundai has already built the kind of factory that makes humanoids make sense. Robot-native logistics, robot-native inspection, software-defined monitoring, and a training pipeline to validate robots before they touch production. That's the real story. The robot factory isn't a rumor. It's an operating system for manufacturing, where Atlas is just the next app. Now I want to hear from you. If you ran this plant, what would you give the first humanoid workers? Parts sequencing, welding, material handling, or something nobody's thinking about yet? Drop your pick in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the robots that are quietly moving from demos to real jobs, like and subscribe. Because the factories are changing first. And by the time it reaches your daily life, it won't feel sudden at all.